Well, that's it, and that's an extra minute. And the hot take begins.
The hot take begins because Maidstone United have won here at Torquay. It was a very good performance from Maidstone from minute 1 to minute 98 this afternoon, and they have thoroughly deserved that, not just because of the ill discipline of Ross Marshall, not only trying to score an own goal for Maidstone before then, when he managed to get himself sent off the merest of touches on Solwan Joe Smith, and you do wonder, your head goes down a little bit when Levi Amanchi steps up looking for double figures this season, and he's unable to tuck it away. Housed it at a decent height for him, low along the ground.
Yeah.
And he gets to it in a very honourable fashion, tips it away, and gives Torquay fans hope even with the man disadvantage. But just as the game has gone on, it's been bitty for Torquay. They've not been able to keep the ball very well, even before the red card, frankly, for Torquay. And Maidstone have just carried on with their game plan, carried on playing. The system has stayed the same. They've kept the three at the back, the wing backs, Aaron Sibia, Cipriano, Petrasso ahead of Cipriano. They've all worked tirelessly all afternoon. Sam Confirmy has got himself in front of the ball so often, blocking and helping the first line, the second line of defence before the first line of defence was interactive with. When the first line of defence was called upon, for the most part, they were very much able to deal with things, Darren, when it come their way. There were a few hairy, scary moments, but when you're trying to get yourself up to the higher echelons of the division that we are in against a, let's say it, title rival, a 1-0 win like this at one of your nearest potential title rivals is potentially a massive, massive tonic. And I think you can see Sol and Levi having a quick one-to-one there. I think Sol letting him know that missing a penalty 1 week is not the end of the world, because it's the team collective that is the end result. It's disappointing to miss penalties. Got to say that it was a good save from Houston. I'll say that till the end of days. But it was a team that won. There'll be individual disappointments, no doubt, from some of the performances. But overall, as they go over to the Maidstone fans, the however many 100, 150 or so we've hopefully brought along with us, who get a well-deserved clapping off as they're sent back down the A303 this afternoon. And a fantastic performance, as I say, Darren, from minute 1 to minute 98. It's been fantastic to see a Maidstone side this resolute at such a hard place to come.
Yes,
the perfect
absolutely.
set of results either side, but Maidstone thoroughly deserved this 3 points today, Darren.
Yeah, absolutely. But Torquay were good, and they had 3 golden opportunities. There were 3 heart in mouth they're going to score here moments in the second half.
Just a bit.
And it's a superb strike from Sam Bone. Likewise, Maidstone had plenty of opportunities. Certainly the first half was Maidstone, the second half was Torquay's, and you wouldn't have thought that they only had 10 men. I mean, you have to be saying to, or thinking from their point of view, what if he hadn't got sent off? Would that have been enough for us to dominate? I don't know. 10 on 11. I've seen it so many times. It doesn't always follow that it gives the side an advantage. It may help, but if you're better and it's your day, you're going to win anyway.
Exactly. So it was Maidstone's day today, and I think I'd like to think that Maidstone would have found a way to get through Torquay today, even if it had remained 11 on 11. I think they were giving the ball away far too often, Torquay. They were making as many chances as Maidstone, but Maidstone just, I said at the half-time show, did say Maidstone needed to be more clinical. And Sam Bone, I did, tongue-in-cheek mention about how he, doesn't ever get a clean strike on goal. You've got to try these commentators' curses, Darren, sometimes in reverse psychology to try and get that 3 points, and clearly that Bone moment in the zone drills it, and he gets that 3 points. And he was very formidable wherever he played in front of the defence, or going back in there to form a 4 centre-backs if needed at times. Fantastic work from him and Corn, shielding that defence.
That space was there. This is quite a big pitch surface. That space was there. That space was there for Torquay as well. I mean, Stobbs, Aaron Seabier did a great job. They all did. But, Stobbs did have rather a lot of space on the right from time to time. and certainly Maidstone defended quite deep and gave Torquay the opportunity to play through the middle, but defended resolutely.
Exactly, and to build on that, it's great to have a left-footed, left-sided centre-back if you do play a back three, to allow your left-sided full-back, be it Aaron Sibia today, be it Zenelim as it normally is. You can then allow those guys to get forward, and it's almost as if Greenwich was playing left-back for certain periods of the time, because Stobbs and Aaron Sibia, well, like I said, were in a long-distance relationship with each other at times, because there was always a good half a pitch length between them at many an occasion, and they've done such a good job of being able to have other defenders, certainly more so Greenwich than Moxie or others that they had at right back for Torquay this afternoon. So certainly more space that Maidstone exploited than Torquay did, because the Maidstone defensive line stopped a lot more than Torquay did, and hence it felt as though Maidstone, against 10 or 11, as I've said, were more likely to get through and make it count. Unfortunately, Maidstone very much did in part one of two, as you say.
Yeah, absolutely. But it all starts again this time next week with you and Nigel. Unfortunately, I can't make it. But
next best thing.
Yeah,
Stones Live.
Indeed, it has to be. I'll read the team list: Coverland, Greenwich, Fowler, Brown, Bone, Corn, Cipriano, Petrasu, Wanjao Smith, Amanchi, Aaron Sebia, with subs Hoyt, De Graft and the new boy Gabodi. Every single one of them had good games today.
Gabode I'll draw attention to, being the Academy Player of the Year for the Jewels last season. Gabode really impactful last half an hour or so that he had on the game. A lot of flick-ons, a lot of headers. Not all of them 100% useful. There was some quite near the squeaky bum time where it was just being flicked on straight back to the goalkeeper, and it's a case of the balls were potentially a bit too high for Joe to get chest area or neck face, whatever, to keep the ball goal side away from going back to Halstead. All he's going to do is just absolutely launch it goalward of a Maidstone variety and just try and get it as far away as possible, because that's all Corn in the last few minutes they was trying to do, just find the corner flag, keep it over there in that space, and they had a good couple of minutes of it. There was lots of chances in that second half where Maidstone just chance after chance after chance. It was a really long period that Torquay were having to fend off, and they thought they got through it, but it was that set piece that then set up the play for that set play for that to be chipped in. And Bone, this is why he loves playing in midfield rather than defence, because it comes out to him, headline grabbing moment, he gets to chest it down, bring it down and absolutely smash it into a bottom corner. Probably the third or fourth he's had for Maidstone. And all the goals have looked the same, and again I'll mention it was the first one that wasn't deflected in that I'm aware of. Sam, obviously if I'm wrong about that then I apologise. I'm sure that's the first clean one you've had, but it's 3 points on the road, baby, and that's all that's going to be written about come the morning.
Not forgetting the one last week where he absolutely larruped a shot in, it hit the post and hit Levi.
Exactly, so that wasn't clean. Afterwards, technically, it was a half-hearted assist. Not that we can count that, but still a great contribution with where he is in the midfield. And it's Maidstone, we said this before we came on air, Darren, because what formation do they play? Where does everybody go? Is it 5 at the back? Is it 3 at the back? Is it the 4-4-2? How does it work? And then you think to yourself, well, we've got so many options. We've had 3 or 4 players missing from the squad today. 3 or 4 have stepped in. And they've done it immaculately well in whatever system there is. And there's options, there's depth in this squad now for Maidstone United. And it's a really, really encouraging sign. Although I'm wondering if we're going to get another Groundhog Day next weekend and have a match that's going to probably pan out exceptionally similarly to this one. Hopefully you can make it with us on Stones Live and Stones TV, etc. next weekend. But it wouldn't half surprise me, Darren, if you had the exact same outcome next weekend for the Stones and that similar sort of performance.
But next week you could have a game with exactly the same pattern, exactly the same dominance of play from either side, and Bones doesn't go in and 1 or 2 of the Torquay ones do, and the result's totally different. They wouldn't be at all different in terms of what's happened, but just the result. I would say that. Maidstone did really well. As I said, had the first half. Second half, Torquay came back at them, and you have to say that a win deserved. But then, had Torquay got back into it, it wouldn't have been undeserved. That's not quite making the sense that I want it to, but
you're picking up what's being put down, hopefully.
Yeah, indeed.
But I think in terms of a hot take, Darren, I think that's probably going to be it from us for that.
Yep.